Good morning. um, yeah, good luck. It's Tuesday, June 28th. So, as some of you may know, I've got a busy month ahead in terms of making pots. And my ambition varies from day to day as to whether I'm trying to make 200 new ones or 300 new ones or whatever. But it brings up an issue that I discussed years ago in an actual essay that's posted on this blog site called Production Bottlenecks. Okay, so this came up when I was in a similar July trying to produce work for a fair. And I took the time, not sure why, to actually do the math. I had a smaller kiln then. I said, okay, so what if this kiln never gets completely cold? What if I'm firing it every day? Okay, doing the most this kiln can do. Okay. And I did up the math and realized my kiln wasn't large enough. That firing it every day, having nothing interfere with that, I still wasn't going to produce the amount of work I wanted to produce or needed to produce. Okay, so at that time that led to actually buying a second smallish kiln. The size of the kiln was somewhat dependent on the electricity supply I had available, so that while one kiln was cooling, the second kiln could be heating up. And for many years that was part of the solution. My current kiln is wonderful. My current kiln is fine. My current kiln is not the problem. If I could keep my kiln full and firing every day, I would have way more pots than I could transport or sell. Okay, so then the issue becomes, okay, how do I transport more pots? How do I sell more pots? How many pots do I need? What are my goals as a potter? And we tend to get so caught up in process that we forget to identify the goal. Okay, so if I'm trying to go to a fair and my display shelves, particularly those fairs that limit you to a 10 by 10 space, I mean, that's ridiculous. 10 by 10 space, here's my display space. How many pots can I display? If I can only display 100 pots, and I imagine foolishly that it's going to be gangbuster sales, so I'm going to be replacing sold pots actively. So I have maybe 200 pots in reserve. That's still only 200 pots. It doesn't matter if I can make 300 or transport 500. I don't need 300 or 500 for that day. And I certainly don't need to pay to transport them to that fair. I'm not going to go rooting around in the van for a particular pot just because somebody asked me a question. So the process will determine what you can make. Your stamina will determine what you can make. Your family setting. There are a lot of things that enable you to do well or inhibit your ability to do well. Some of them you just have to work around. Some of them you just have to plan for and budget extra time. But some of them you can change. You can say, this kiln's too small. Or potentially this kiln's too big. I mean, that can also be a problem. I'm currently dealing with that at the Art Center. That kiln needs 200 pots to justify firing. And right now, I have 62 there waiting, and I'm trying to sort of be polite, let other people have some space. And I go there to the shelves, and I may have to fill that kiln myself. I don't know. I'm going to have to calculate over the next couple of weeks what it takes to get pots through that kiln, because it's, in this moment, too large. So Potentially not now. If you are currently scrambling to get ready for a fair or something, now may not be the time to actually question your work methods. But at some point, get a pencil and paper, change some things around hypothetically. Play some what ifs. What if I had a different size kiln? What if? Anyway, good luck with it all. There are ways to improve, and you'll figure them out. Have a good day.